Hey guys, it's been a long time. It's Code Lagomorph. For this devlog, I'm also going to demo again. I think I have to stick in every devlog that I'm making will be accompanied with a demo at the same time, so I hope you should get used to it, okay? By the way, shout out to AJ Digital Printing Services in Calbayog for printing this shirt. Now in this point, I'm going to tackle in this video how to fix door path blocking in Godot game engine, because you are going to encounter the same problem as mine when you are using a star pathfinding algorithm in your top-down RPG game having houses with doors. Now I want to say that this is very tricky to solve, and it took me 3 weeks to came up a better and close to perfect solution. What would you expect? I'm not a master programmer to solve this in just an hour. Rather, I'm just a striving learner in game development with specific game engine that I use, which is Godot game engine. So just bear with me as I grow in this field that I am in. So thanks. So now before we go to my project, since this dilemma took me a long period of time, I need to take a break, so I did. And for a moment, just watch this. Say hi to camera. Kung pwede po. Alright, going back here to my project. As you can see here, this is the progress I made in my game. I added new house and also a new NPC as well for me to test more than one door for solving this door path blocking. You will notice also that all graphics in the game are allocated below the x-axis of the main scene because it was intentional to make things work properly. Now, let's run the project. Did you catch it? The NPC avoid to directly pass through the player character that blocking her way to enter into the apartment, but rather she change her course and go side way to enter to the door. Because it's not natural that she will just pass through the player character straightforward, for she's not a ghost or something like that. So that's why I have to implement a resolution for this door path blocking to make things look natural as it was in physical world. Now for you to understand what's happening behind, let me unhide first all obstacles in the game. These red tiles are the restriction for the moving sprites in the game, whom will always avoid colliding to this kind of tile. The yellow tile 1 is for the anti-tap restriction, must always be put in all front doors which facing directions are downward. And the white tile, I'll call it anti-grate restriction, because wherever you will put this kind of tile, it will always nullify disabled tile that is underneath of it. And also it disabled all sprites collision shape 2D that stands on it, okay? And now let's go in pathfinding node. Let's on the shoot through tile so we can see the obstacles that are assigned in our every moving sprites when we run the game. So this is the thing that is happening behind the game. When the player character stands or walk in the yellow tile, it adjusts its own obstacle and move one tile to the bottom. In that case, that is the thing that solved the door path blocking problem I had. Now let's run it again. Not only the player character automatically do the obstacle adjustment, but also in every NPC in the game, they can adjust their own obstacles also, so that the player character will not be blocked in entering doors. So that's it. Now I want to inform you. As you can see, I already prompt all the codes that solved my dilemma. No need to write step by step anything here, but rather I will just gonna tour you to the code that specifically solved the door path blocking problem I have encountered, okay? Let's start from the very top. In here, I added new declaration of variables. Player call, Judith call, Dan call. We also need the cursor red, player tile, Judith tile, Dan tile. We also need a container variable and a timer. Now let's go directly in update navigation map function. Here in the beginning, we must set disabled to false all the collision shape 2D of all moving sprites. Now going down, I assigned a variable for Judith obstacles to get the nodes in the group 4 obstacle of Judith. As you can see here, I add a Judith obstacles for group to the NPC Judith node, okay? And I create a group also for the second NPC named Dan, and also for the player character in the game. Now, moving on, in this line of codes here is for the restriction tiles obstacles. Because I assigned a group for all tiles that are having obstacles, okay? And this line of codes here is for NPC Judith. Wait, I have to turn on again the should draw tile. By the way, to inform you, this is the obstacle of the player character. And this one is the obstacle of the NPC Judith. And this one is the obstacle of the NPC Dan. Now going back to the code. So, all obstacles of every moving sprites are always being followed by their assignated obstacles, and the obstacle always stop in their standing point position. And yeah. And for the anti-tap restriction is for all the yellow tiles in the game. As I have said a while ago, whenever a moving sprite stands or walk in it will move its own obstacle one tile downward. Also, let's go to the player node. I have created here a function to fetch the landing point to the pathfinding node. And this variable called player tile check will handle the player landing point through the already variable player. Moving on, In this line of codes here is where the player character can proceed to move to the yellow tile if NPC is not standing there. Otherwise, the player character will be in idle state. While here is for the player character, move its own obstacle one tile downward when it is standing to the yellow tile. And while here, wait, I will just make this one as common. Again, here is when the player is standing in the yellow tile, but when the user wants to move the player one tile downward, then the disabled obstacle shall be enabled so the player character can move straight ahead single tile downward. This line of code here is for the NPC Dan, where he move its own obstacle one tile downward if he stand or walk in the yellow tile. And it is the same thing to do with NPC Judith and also supposed to be NPC in the game, alright? Now for these anti-grade obstacles are all white tiles in the game. As I have said earlier, not only that it will nullify the obstacle of all moving sprites that will enter to the white tile, but also it will disable all moving sprites collision shape 2D that entered it. So that's it. Let's put things in proper now and unhide the houses. Well done. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. Bye.